Okay, this is the line data. I've loaded up the standard or default 1 million data points. To use the all-mag magnetometry correction system, you need to do a normal mag correction first. So I'll first create a mag sphere and bring the edges in because we don't want the zeros on the ends. It's not a complete sphere, so we'll just use the offsets part. So if I highlight and create a bookmark, has that done it? Yep. So start the magnetometry correction and select that bookmark. Then we go to the offsets. It's automatically done the offset. It's actually pretty good by the look of it. It's a little bit off on the Z, sorry. So hold down Shift and just bring it down a little bit. That's good. Accept that. We don't ellipticity. Okay, so we've got our mag sphere there. Okay, so we delete that now. So we've got our offsets, which are stored here. So these will be applied to every single data point throughout the file. Now we want to load all the magnetometry. So go to the bottom selection that says full magnetometry. And it's new visualization, there's nothing displayed because we have to load all the data first. So right click, and then the first button that says load all mag data undersampled level 5. So this will load 1/5 of the data. It'll subsample it so that we don't use 10 gigabytes of RAM. In the background you see it's streaming all the mag data into memory. Okay, job done. So now this is your it's undersampled by 1 in 5, so that this file has 226 lines of data, and this is just 1/5 of that. Each sphere contains 200,000 data points, giving us a lot of spheres. Each of these lines on here is a sphere. By default it selects every 10th or 11th. It's basically like 10% of the data. So this is what it's going to ask you to correct, but you can, if you hold down the control and use your mouse wheel, you can slide through and you can select. So if I left click with the control button, left click, you see I've selected the third one, and it tells you which one you're on there. It's hard to see actually. If I bring that down, move that up, the bottom line there says currently at third. It's the second from bottom line of text. If I hold down the control and mouse wheel, we're sliding through, and there's 227 there, if you can just make that out. What I would advise really is doing every other one, I think. So if I do that, 5, 7, oh, I've missed one. Oh, there you go. And then 11. So you see here, it's selected, not selected, selected, not selected, selected, not selected. So 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. Do that all the way through. Okay, that'll take some time, so I'm not going to do it now. This little gizmo here, when you right click, it spins the orientation to 1 of 15, I think now, possible orientations. Some may be repeated, I don't know, but I just put in some random orientations. If you hold down control and right click, it does it quicker, so it's you're not hanging around. This horizontal grey line is just a marker for you to see that it's a horizontal line, that when you've got it in a orthogonal projection, if you hold down control just in open space, you can use your mouse wheel, so control and shift, oops, you'll reduce the mouse sensitivity first. you can use the Control and Shift to bring that down, because we are in the Z. If I was, sorry, Z and X, if I was to change this to Y and X, sorry, not Y and X, Z and X, so that's Z and X. We were in Z and X, sorry, so we want Y and Z. Y and Z, we want the other way around, so it needs to be like that. Nope. Oh god. Like that. No. There's our mouse wheel. Sorry, so we've got this horizontal line. So the point is, that horizontal line is just like a horizontal line that if I put it like this, if I hold down Control, it adjusts it on the Y-axis, up and down there. Or if you hold down Control and Shift, it moves it in the other direction. That, like, the point of this is, if you're holding down Control and using your mouse wheel, you can see that the mag data is slowly dropping there on the Z-axis. It's going below this horizontal line. If I go all the way to the end, yeah, it doesn't really change much more there. But if I go right back to the beginning again, you can see it lifts up. Okay, so it's now above the line. It does similar in X, but you can't see that in the X from here, because the data's plotted along the X. So anyway, if you select every other sphere, once you've done that, and then click this button here, push these selected mag spheres through the user manual adjustment algorithm, you now come to here, and this is where you literally hold down Shift. You don't click, you just hold down the Shift and use your mouse pointer to position the sphere. You need to check each one as well to make sure, because the data may not be perfectly round. Then use your mouse wheel, because we're currently on 1. If you move mouse wheel up, it goes to the next one that was selected, which is 3. So jump 2 because that wasn't selected. So now on sphere 3. That looks good. Always check. So next one will be 5. Yeah, that one is a little bit. Bring it down on the Z a bit. If I jump a few along, then you'll start to see it's moving along on the X. So I mean, you need to do this for every single one that's selected, really. If I go right to the end, you can see how much this is off in both the X and the Z. Okay, so once you've done all these corrections, you just this button here cancels everything. This button here accepts your offsets you've provided. There's no button to push. I mean, if I go all the way back to the beginning, actually, just to show you. So the offsets that I did, in fact, if I do a really obscure one, really wacky one, if I go to 3, that shows you what I did with 3. If I go back to 1, so it's stored. Okay. So you just need to click this button to say accept these, and it goes back to here, and you can see here it's now reloading the split that you're in. Now it applies the offsets that are here, and it applies it uses the offsets that you have defined, and it interpolates every single data point. So basically the offsets that you set for each sphere, it takes the central data point and puts the offsets there, and then over time those offsets are interpolated to the next one. And just a quick comment, with these spheres on a timeline, if you only define them to here and the rest of the data has no more of your selections, then if I hide this, so effectively if you stopped your definition here, then that definition then is, there's no interpolation, but the offsets here are applied to your mag data, and then the final offset correction that you've done using this system is then carried on as a constant for the last of the data. Currently the offsets you defined are not stored, but I will be putting them into the TDO. But if you just want to test, it will work with the line data files. If it doesn't, if it's not yet coded for a particular type of data file, it'll tell you to send me the file so that I can update that part of the code. Because I don't want to program for every single data file type unless it's actually required, because there's quite a few. Okay.